The rank 3 RBF in the world. Look at this. Rank 4 dog shit RBF player. Look at this guy. Look at this dog. Look at this literal dog, guys. I'll take him out for a walk. The rank 3 RBF player in the entire world is going to do gear advice. Looks like Stratfield was first. We're going to hook him up. All right, Stratfield. Are you awakening or succession, brother? Awakening. Based, awakening, Nova main. You need to cup this. You need to cup this, okay? This is like 10 bill or something.
Subscribed for 13 months. Sonzak Dap.
It's like 10 bill or something. All right? It's not that hard. 10 bill for 4 DP is pretty good at your stage. All right? Now, in fairness, you don't have to do it before you put Kafris into these, but this is, I would look at this. The first thing that you want to do to improve your grind imminently, like right now, okay? You don't even have to cup this before you do it. You need to get Kabuas really badly, all right? It's a Kabua arc, all right? You need Kabuas really badly. And to be clear, I don't know how you still have 4 predations? 4? You don't even have an iridescent? If you're a broke boy, just say so. Brother, you're like 700 gear score. Dude, no. No, you need it immediately. You upgrade to Kabuas. And don't just buy an iridescent, you monkey. Okay? You can either go demi-human, or demi-human. I'm just kidding. You can go demi-human, all-out attack, or vicious shadows. I wouldn't necessarily recommend vicious shadows for somebody at your gear level. And the reason is, you're always going to be trying to get to the next grind zone. So you're probably not going to be staying in a grind zone where you already reached the AP level. You're probably going to be reaching to try to get to the next grind zone. So all-out attack or monster damage is good. And in your AP level, Demi-Human is extremely powerful. It's Tungrad Ruins, Darkseeker's Retreat, Honglim Base. I think Hex Marie is also Demi-Human. I could be wrong about that. Maybe that's human damage. But like most of the grind zones in your area are going to be demi-human mobs. Okay, so demi-human is really powerful for you, but warning, as you scale up, you're either going to want a Dania or all-out attack is basically going to be a better, more well-rounded, but it is going to make you a little bit squishier, right? A Hex is typeless. Okay, so I take it back. Hex doesn't have one, right? But it looks like you're at a position where you could do Tungrad anyway, so you're good to go, okay? So I would do demi-human if I were in your position, okay? It's not like crazy expensive, and it is dramatically going to increase your ability to grind at these spots super effectively. If you don't want demi-human, or you already reached the AP for a grind zone and you want to keep grinding there like Tungrad Ruins, Vicious Shadows is what you want to do, okay? But Vicious Shadows is tough to come by, so you can run Crocodile Tooth if you want to. What's the alternative? There's a couple other, like back attack and special attack damage. Any of those will work. Any of those setups will work if you can get your grubby little hands on them, but you need to upgrade your Lightstone setup in your Kabuas first things first. Second thing, I would upgrade this cup right here for sure. Third thing, I would definitely transition to Karazad here, no question. Drop that at pen, immediately pen these out as well. Then you're sitting at full pen Karazad and you have a decision to make. Okay, you need to think, okay, do I want to continue on Karazad or do I want to do the pen Debo exchange? I don't recommend players to do the pen Debo exchange. I've explained it until I'm blue in the face. It is more cost efficient, but it sucks the life out of you. Okay, and they're to be clear, they are continually increasing in price. All of those people, those Blue Squadron haters, those doubters, okay, are all wrong. All right, because if you look at these prices, it is now up at 211 billion almost. 202 over 200 billion for the earring now. If you look at the ring, it's increasing, it's skyrocketing right now. You're lucky if you can get it for under 200 billion before you can get there. The belt is sitting at, the belt is also skyrocketing, 182, recent price 182 billion, so that's still climbing as well. So everything climbing, even the necklace is now up at 140 billion almost, recent price 140 bill. Okay, so like this used to be all the way down at like 109, 108, and again, it's getting less and less cost efficient as you go, and it just feels so bad to go that route. I'm just not going to recommend players to do it. It is cost efficient still, even at the 200 billion marker, but it's just so hard, like on your mental. It's extremely difficult. As somebody that did the Pandebo grind, it sucks. It is not fun. I wouldn't recommend it even to my worst enemy. But if you think that you can mentally handle it, more power to you. This is when you want to make that decision. Either way, you're always going to pen Karazad before you make that decision, mainly because you're trying to get to Jordine, but like you're not even close to Jordine quite yet. But like, so Karazad is great. We're at pen here. I would recommend you stay on Karazad. You need DP at this stage. It looks like you chose the boots. W choice. You're right at the C10 level. I would go ahead and pump this up, and I would get your gloves going to Duo. Duo is free, as we all are aware. And then honestly, you're still going. You need to basically just Duo out all of your armor. You just need to go through at this stage and just go Duo everything, in my opinion, because like, yeah, you're awakening Nova, you're blasting through packs like I blast through people's mothers, but like also at the same time, you do need to make sure that you're a little bit beefier when you get to those high level grind zones. That being said, as you're upgrading these Karazods, the first thing I would do is cup everything. I don't know if you just forgot to click the cup thing, or if you're a and you just thought that the cups weren't valuable, but I assure you, you need to cup this shit, just like you're protecting your ball sack, okay? The rings, you always cup the rings first, then you cup the belt. Honestly, the necklace one is super cheap, so you can just throw that one on there first, to be honest. That one is free, you just throw that one on there. But you do the rings, then you do the belt, then followed by the earrings.
Handle the Pandebo grind, what should be your approximately AP, DP, or gear wheel before you start?
I think that you can go to Pen Karazad. I think that this gear wheel right here, this is what you want to do. I think that like your full Pen Black Star, you've got Pen Karazads, you've got a really solid Lightstone setup. At this gear score, you're pumping. You can do like, can you do Dark Seekers with this? I don't know. I don't know what your total AP would be with this, all buffed up and everything, because like it changes all the time with all the upgrades and stuff that you can get for your gear. But you're definitely able to get to like Yazarid Highlands, Tungrad, and stuff like that. And I think that it's super doable once you're at like a Pen Karazad angle. Like you could do it. It's gonna still take you forever. It's still gonna take you like over 100 hours probably per accessory, all things said and done. Even if you're making like 2.5 bill an hour with Agris, right? Because like, you know, it's at 2.5 bill an hour with Agris. Like, okay, maybe it's honestly Tungrad is probably doing a little bit better than that right now, because the fail stack thing, the Origin of Dark Hunger's doing really well right now. So like maybe you're making 3 bill an hour with Agris. Hey, who knows? But regardless, it's still gonna take you a while, because you're gonna spend silver on other things. You're gonna be upgrading this, that, the other thing. Maybe you have a life skilling set or whatever you want to spend your money on. Ultimately, it's gonna be like 100 hours per. Can I RBF with this? With this gear, you can join RBF with this. I chose my words carefully. You can join the RBF game mode with this gear. Are you gonna do really well? Probably not. Probably not. If you're a god, you could do pretty well. If you're a god, you could do okay, right? But most of the time, you're basically, it's gonna be like you're a butterfly flapping around, and they're just BAM! They just smack you out of the sky. You're flying around, minding your own business. Some stray rocket from a 870 gear score Deadeye just BAM! He won't do well because all those meta pussies. Well, I mean, you know, if he's a god, he could have some RBFs where he does okay, right? He does pretty well. Yeah. I've seen people do pretty well with this kind of gear, but like it's gonna be hard. Yeah, because you die standing. Just don't get hit. Okay, if you get hit, you're gonna die. If you don't get hit, you could theoretically kill people. All right. All right, who's next? Let me see. All right. I started playing in 2017, but I had stopped for a while. I came back 2 years ago thanks to you. I'm mostly into life skilling, but the new zone really made me want to farm again. Okay, so we have a Guardian main. Who was his name? Shiko Nero, one of my YouTube homies. Hey Blue, I was thinking of returning to BDO. Do you think it's worth it? Thank you. Yes, absolutely. BDO, we complain about BDO right now. We are complaining about it, and I'm a complainer. I'm like the chief complainer. Yes, we have our issues right now. For sure, we have our issues right now. But our primary complaint is actually, unironically, that we can't play the game more. Right, guys? The weekly gated content is so annoying. We wish that we could play the game more. Really annoying. But that shouldn't stop you from coming back to play the game because it's really fun. Anyway. Now, I have a lot to say about that, but, you know, it is what it is. Now, I've been on and off, but your videos always make me want to come back. There it is, baby. You love to see that. All right, so this guy is a Guardian main, and he doesn't look completely, which is honestly exceptional for Guardians everywhere. Honestly, guys, very, very impressive. Most Guardian mains are glue-sniffing degenerates. This is... Your gear doesn't look like it was crafted by a monkey. You're cooking right now. Looks like you've committed to the Karazad route. And you are able to do Jordine, which is really good. In fact, you're on your way to Rusalka here, but you need... What's the DP required for Rusalka, chat? Is it 440? I think it's 440. And then 445 is Insular. Yeah, it's 440. And the AP required is like 375. I'm pretty sure the AP required is like 370. Or is it 370? 370, 440. And then 375 for Insular. Pretty sure. Yeah, oh, okay, so it's 375. Okay, so whenever you're upgrading your gear, especially on a class like Guardian, which is innately tanky, you can just like hit your Q button once while you're grinding and get like 40 extra DP. Don't tell anybody. You don't need to worry about DP, okay? In fact, you're gonna keep getting DP weekly with this shit, okay? So you're probably gonna get this to TET or something. I'm just gonna leave this at TET. It's gonna take you a few weeks to get it here, but I'm just gonna leave that there because that's just naturally gonna happen over time. That being said, we need to pump your AP. You're looking AP. Okay, can we get AP and how? And since you're a Succession Guardian, I think that honestly, hitting pen on this, probably pretty easy compared to what you're about to do on the rest of your stuff. Sept. For sure, we're septing these out. This is looking good. We're looking good here. Honestly, we're going to go all the way to Oct. Which means before we go to Oct on these, we're going to stop at Sept. We're going to go to Nuve on the necklace. Boom, that's 2 AP. Okay, we're 363 now. We're still 12 AP short. Jesus Christ, Rusalka is so hard to get to. I feel so bad for the people that are stuck at Jordine because the jump... The gap from Jordine to Rusalka, I swear to God, is harder than just getting to Jordine. I swear to God, for players, it actually takes longer to go from nothing to Jordine than it does to go from Jordine to Rusalka. It's actually just insane. I mean, I could be crazy, but like straight up, dude, it's like an insane amount of silver. It's nuts. Okay, so your Nuve on the necklace. We're going to go Oct on everything else. Where are we sitting after Oct on everything else? Okay, that means you're going to have to crank this. This is going to suck, but you're going to have to go at least a hex on this. Okay, and now you're sitting 370. Damn. Maybe you hex the offhand too? Because that's like reasonable, right? It's like a 6% chance on like a 250. It's like, okay, it's doable. Hard, but doable, right? And then, I'll be honest with you, it's a deck angle. Boom. It's a deck angle, and then you got to go double Nuve. And at this point, once you're 375, then you can turn around and go back to your DP. Which, to be fair, you will probably be at TET, maybe pen, depending on how carried you are by this point. I'm going to pretend you're at TET, okay? At this point, you're going to have to sell your try and buy a TET Fallen God armor. You can either do the shoes or the chest piece. I think that the gloves first is the PvP. That's what you should do for PvP because it gives you 50 accuracy, which is like massive in PvP. And then you should probably go for the chest piece. Is probably the best thing to do. And immediately you can start upgrading this because once you get these to TET, I'll be honest with you, you should probably save your stones. Once you get these to Tet, just save up your stones every week from Jordine. And then the moment that you hit this to Tet, or you sell your try and get your Tet, you can try to hit this to try or something, and then it'll put you at the 440 marker, okay? Because going for 1 Tet and 1 try is probably easier than getting 1 pen and 1 duo for this, because you're going to waste a lot of stones trying to get to pen. Okay, so this is the route that I would take, and this is going to take you probably two to 3 months at least to go from where you were to what I just did for you here. Bali, what would you say? Is it better to tap Fallen God or buy it? You should definitely buy it. Even at 220 billion, I have like 4 tapped Tet Fallen God before, and I've also 49 tapped Tet Fallen God before. And I will tell you, it is not a fun experience. It is not fun at all. In fact, if it takes you any more than about 20 to 22 attempts, you are getting absolutely and you're like, oh, it's a 5% chance. What are the chances it takes you more than 20? About 50%. As it turns out, I swear to God, the percentage is not correct on those things. You could be using a 300. I used a 300 stack and it took 49 attempts. Okay. If you're just Himothy, sure, you can try to tap it. But it's on your head if it fails, because I told you to buy it. Okay. 25 attempts is like 170 bill. Well, it's like 2,700 crons a click, plus the stones and the memory fragments too, right? So you factor all that in. With everything, I think it's probably it's probably a little bit more than that, but it kind of depends on the prices of everything, right? And like, are you getting all the cron stones from the vendor, or are you getting, are you getting some of them from the marketplace? 170 seems about right, right? But like, you just be careful, man, because like, if you go to tap those, it can you. Okay, I've also gotten lucky on them, but I've also been so like, you take it from me, it's probably just better just buy it. But hey, even at like 220, if it's much more than 220 bill, just tap it. If it's much more than 220 bill on your marketplace, you can go ahead and tap it. Hello, new player here. Graduated a week ago, but just managed to get my Kabuas. I don't know what to do now. Still finished my Bartali. Please, no bully me. Break. You submit gear to Blue Squadron, you're gonna get bullied. If you don't want to get bullied, go to some Care Bear streamer like Jinne. All right. Oh, sweetie. See, when you said I haven't finished my Bartalis, it implies that you have in fact started your Bartali log. You don't. Okay. When you log in today, you don't get to have any fun. You don't get to pass go. You don't get to collect $200. You don't get to you don't get to do anything. You are going to jail. Do you understand? Igor Bartali jail. Until you clean your room, you're grounded. Do you understand? You're grounded. You're going to clean your room. For the next 10 hours of your life, you are going to sit there and slog through it. I hope that Igor Bartali chains you up in his basement and then just whips you in the balls repeatedly like some freak dominatrix for the next 10 hours. Get it done. Okay? By the end of it, you'll look back on it and say, God damn, I kind of liked it. All right? You'll get there. All right. What in the is this? This is stupid. This is dumb. This is mentally ill. Gone. You need to go do the Uwukita quest line. All right? There is an 8 Taurus Power Stone for you waiting in that quest line. It gives you 1 sheet AP, which is always going to be better than the Perla Star DP. Okay? Uwukita. Okay? Sunday, I will get my con for free. Uwukita. Honestly, you should just go to Choice for gear advice then. If you're going to get your con stone for free, guess what? You're going to pick the life one. You're still going to do the Uwukita quest lines. You're going to pick the life one. And you can sell it if you want. Look, 8.3 billion. 8.3 billion for the life stone. And you're going to pick the one worth a bill less. And in the dumpster. Okay? You could theoretically pick the life one, then buy the other one. But to be clear, you could, hear me out, pick the life one and sell it Go do the Ulukita quest line. You still get a great alchemy stone. Yes, it's got 1 AP less, but you take the 8 bill that you're going to make from the consort, or the 7 bill after taxes from the consort, and you're going to get some gear. 8 bill with this gear wheel, pretty good. Pretty good, okay? Just saying. And all you got to do is run through the Ulukita quest line. Just saying. Now, almost a cup for your ring? Yay. You would cup a Kaposha ring? This is why I give gear advice. What are you, some kind of idiot? You a moron? You're never qualified to give gear advice. Your certification for giving gear advice is revoked. You understand? If anybody asks you for gear advice in your guild, you say, I can't. I'm cupping a Kaposha ring. Dipshit. Okay. Talking about con. I know, you sell the con's art, you got like 8, 9 bill. Well, actually 7 or 8 bill after taxes. Somewhere in there. Now you have the Kabuas. This is good. You have... Are you aware that if you put an iridescent... The set that you're supposed to have here is an iridescent stone and 3 predations? Do you know how to count to 4? Did you like Sesame Street growing up? Because the magic number was 3. All right? There you... It's not hard. It's not hard. And to be clear, you're not even going to do that now. You're not even going to do that now. You need to get rid of all this. And you need to do probably demi-human. Because where are you grinding? You're probably grinding at what, Honglim base? Around now? Somewhere around here? They're demi-humans. Right? And the demi-humans will scale with you up to the next few grind zones. Except it doesn't work at Hexmarine. Doesn't work at Hexmarine. You could technically go all-out attack. That's good too. Little expensive, but it'll be fine. Or you could go for other species damage, is fine too. Vicious Shadows is great, although it's extremely hard to get a hold of, so it's tough to recommend that to a player. Okay? Yeah, so all-out attack. This is going to give you a bunch of AP, brother. That's how you're going to reach it. Because Hexmarine doesn't have, as we established before, Hexmarine is not a species. Okay, so it's not human, it's not demi-human, whatever. All-out attack will also scale with you to Tungrad Ruins and Trolls and Yazrid Highlands and all that other stuff that you're going to try to reach. Okay, so this will help you the most. So you need to go all-out attack, 2 rages, 2 strikes. You should be able to just buy those. I think they're just on the market nowadays. I could be wrong, though. And you could just take your consort, sell it, and buy these, by the way. I'm just throwing it out there as a suggestion. Just throwing it out there as a suggestion, brother. Yeah, see, there's 23 just sitting on the market. So you can just buy 2 of those. Yep, these are cheap. Buy 2 of these. Boom, you're off to the races. All right? Bada bing, bada boom. It's only 2 bill. All right. Now that we've got your light stones fixed, your alchemy stone is fixed, your DP is your DP is actually cooked, bro. All right, you hear me out. You take the extra money from the alchemy stone that you have laying around, and you get some DP under your belt. All right? I would at least go to C6 here. All right? I would at least go to C6 on at least one of them. Okay, you can stop on the other 2, but like at least one C6. 370 DP is like, okay, sure, because like you're not going to die at Hexmarine, really, and I don't want you to go too hard on DP. This Tri-Armor's going to carry you, but you should be okay. Hexmarine hurts. I'm going to be honest. Hexmarine hurts, all right? If memory serves, I went there with 390 DP, and it was hard, okay? It was hard. Yeah, definitely cup this necklace. Good spot, chat. But like at least 373 will help you do Hexmarine. If you end up needing more DP, you can always put Kafris in these as well to get that DP up, okay? That being said, it's AP at this point. I would go straight into Karazad, probably. I would transition over to a Karazad belt. And you can leave these, honestly, a try. Yeah. Is it try Karazad a little bit better than the Kaposha? Gets like a little bit better than the Kaposha. It's 19 AP against 17. Yeah, so it is better. So even try Karazad, which should cost you about 5 bill to make, maybe less, honestly. Depends on the Essence of Dawn market. It'll be a little less. About 5 bill though, probably. It's gonna take magical shards, I think, too. You wouldn't go for Tet Debo rings? No. No, Tet Debo rings are... I can look at them. Maybe they're down at like 15 bill or something. Debo. Where are they at? Nah, this is too... You can definitely make a Pen Karazad for less than 27 bill. Unless you get really unlucky. If you get really unlucky, obviously, you know, like... But, like, you should theoretically be able to hit Tet Debo. I mean, Pen Karazad with less money. For Demi-Human Lightstone setup, what's the set called? I think it's 3 Roars and an Iridescent, but I don't remember what the set is actually called, like the name of the set. Okay. The earrings are the last things I would do, but if you're still not able to do Hex Marie at this point, I'm apprehensive about removing these because your DP is already so low. If you're gonna remove these, you need to put another armor piece at C6 before you move to Karazad on these, okay? Okay. In order to make up the difference. All right, but you can see now you're at the 301 bracket, at least in Awakening. I don't know if you're Awakening or Succession. Okay. And if you, at this point, you can hit this to Pen. Probably, because you want to keep this 2 enhancement levels above the rest of these. All right. This is the route that I would go. If you want to do the Khan's Heart of Destruction, you can do that. I just think that that's kind of a grief, considering that you can sell the other one for even more silver. And get an Aetors for free, and then use that 8 billion silver to powerhouse your way forward. I mean, shit, you could get the C6 gloves and the Lightstone set up for boom, there it is right there. You're ready to go, and you're just about at Hex Marie. Okay, so that it's up to you though. It's up to you though, but it's still the same path if you do the Khan's Heart as if you would have done the other way. So that's up to you. Khan's Heart is not a bad choice. You can put Khan's Heart on. It's not like stupid. But, like, I do think that since the other one's worth more, you should just sell it for the more money and then use the Aetors because you don't really have an option otherwise. All right. How much accuracy do I want before going all AP Dawn? Just go all AP. Wait, all AP Dawn. What do you mean? Karazad crystals? What do you mean, like the Karazad crystals? How much accuracy do you want before you do this? You all 6 AP first. All 6 AP. Every time. Every time. The only time that you equip, and even in PvP, you run 6 AP because most people in PvP are running strictly DR. Okay? There are some people that you're not going to be able to hit, and when you find them, you have a second, and this is sneaky, you have a second page that looks like this. Okay, and basically what you do is if you equip one, and if you can't hit them, you're like, all right, and then you equip another one, and then you just keep doing that until they're dead. Okay, that's what you do. Now the problem is in high-end PvP, so like an 850 gear score plus, you're gonna end up fighting people that have so much evasion that you have to put on an accuracy crystal, and then when you put on the accuracy crystal, you don't have enough AP to kill them. Which is frustrating, which is really annoying. And in that case, the only plausible thing to do is to kind of look at your crystal page and be like, okay, well, maybe you can get rid of the bitterness, right? I would not do that, but hey, if you really want to kill them, the Elcars are not a bad option, okay? But the problem is you really can't trade, you can't super armor trade with anybody. And at high gear score without the bitterness on. The bitterness are absolutely required basically in every case. So you could take off the Olu cost, you could take off 2 of the Macalods is what most people would do. Taking off 2 of the Max means you still get the 2 set for Macalods. The 4 set for Max is kind of underwhelming. So you can take off 2 Max and you can put on the Elcars. That will help you as well. It will also help you if you're broke as shit and you can't afford the Jin accuracy crystals as well. Okay, that's what I would do. All right, let's see who's next. I'm randomizing. I have randomly chosen this person. Kami. Just got back to the game. I actually do not know what is next. I did the offhand a bit and my accessories. What do I do next? Kami, are you an Awakening Witch? Are you a Succession Witch? Most people play Awakening. All right, so I'm going to assume that this guy is... I'm going to assume that this guy is an Awakening Witch because most people play Awakening. You're Awakening. Oh, you're in YouTube chat. I'm sorry, Kami. I see it now. I see you now. I'm sorry. I'm managing 3 chats on my other screen. Okay. So, Awakening Witch, a man after my own heart. Played it for 3 years. Know what you're doing. DR, love that. Honestly, Awakening Witch can be played evasion or DR. Doesn't really matter. I love that you have all of your sovereigns and you have the stones in all of them too. That makes my dick a little hard. I'm not gonna lie. You also have the correct stones in them too for Witch. I do like the critical hit rate on Witch. That's nice. Although I'm pretty sure that she can hit 100% critical hit rate without it. I'm pretty sure you can. As long as your skill add-ons are cooking, you should be able to hit it. If you have 5 crit and your skill add-ons are good, you should be able to hit 100% crit rate on Witch regardless. But maybe you need... Yeah, she is really low on crit. She is really low on crit. So I'd have to do the math. I haven't played the class in about a year now. So like... Yeah. I would double check that you... I don't think you need all 3 of them. I don't think that you need 3 critical hit rate. But if you do, you do. But look at the skills. Figure out if you can get to 100 without them. So, because if you can get to 100 without them, you're griefing yourself. That being said, I think that this looks great. Oh my God, finally somebody that actually has good light stones. Jesus Christ, I thought it would never happen to me. Of course, it's a witch main. All witch mains are geniuses. Top tier, S tier intelligence. Just below scholar. Smart people. Wizards are dented. Okay. Honestly, this gear looks really solid. We need to get you to Jordine, though. You're already at the 350 AP cutoff. We need to get you to Jordine, okay? I know it sucks to build DP in today's metagame, but it's time to get some DP going on, girlfriend. All right, so you need to go try. Boom, we're there. Okay, so you're going to go triple try. Then you're going to start doing Jordine every week. I'm not going to tell you to get your Tet armor right now. Okay, you're probably going to wait for the ball and use all the cron stones and stuff in the ball, potentially, to do that. But you at least need to get to tries, because if you're every week you don't do Jordine, you're kind of griefing, you're falling behind, okay? So you've got to get DP going. That being said, after you're at 427, it's a hard stop. Awakening Witch does not need DP in PvE. She's the safest class in the game. Magical evasion, your frontal guards, you don't care about DP. You're just not going to die unless you fall asleep at your keyboard, which is a very real threat. Okay, you're going to tap this. We're going to go to Sept on this here. We're going to Sept on these. Because bear in mind, Hex now gives you an AP. So now, 361, we're going to go Nuve here. I think as you Nuve your necklace, it's time to go ahead and Hex the Sovereign, because that's going to give you 2 AP. Maybe you Hex this one too. You can leave this one at Pen. No big deal since you're an Awakening Witch. Now you're going to go back and Oct all of this crap. 371. We're still not there. Oh my God, this sucks. No, this sucks. No, this just sucks. I think the deck Karazad is probably easier than hitting Sept Sovereign, but I think you're probably going to need to do both. I think I would just do Sept. I'm going to be honest with you on the Sovereign, other than like, because otherwise you got to hit 2 Nuves. And that might be a little rough. The Sept might be a little easier. But it's up to you. You could technically... wait. What did I just do? Did I click Oct? Oh, shit. Did I click Oct? I did click Oct. Never mind.
Lost
Oh, I'm not clicked on it. I'm like, what the f***?
Debo way. Hates
Okay.
slow-paced gear
Yeah, I would hit this to Sept if I were you. I would hit this to Sept. Yeah, these all need to be Oct. Sorry, I f***ed this up. But yeah, I would hit this to Sept. Your alternative is to leave this at Hex and go Nuve here and go Nuve here. It kind of, you need to feel it out. Some people, I'll be honest with you, some people really like the fact they like hitting Nuve on their Sovereign, because that means they don't need Essence of Dawn anymore, because Essence of dog shit is so annoying to get. All right, and I get that. All right, I understand. All right, so if you want to go the Nuves, that's fine, because then you don't have to worry about Dawn anymore, except the last 3. All right, otherwise you're gonna go Sept here. But the problem is when people hit Sept, they're like, if I just get one more, I get that glow. It's not super great on Witch, bro. It's not super great on Witch, bro. I've seen it. It's rough. It's rough out there, guys. All right, I think you're good now. After you get to 375 AP, then you need to go back to your DP, and you should have stockpiled a number of stones by that point. Okay, so the first tet that you hit, if you're a PvPer, gloves. Okay, if you're a PvEer, helmet or chest. Okay, so let's assume you're a PvEer since you're a witch, and you're probably just gonna tap this right away. I would get it to try. I would get it to try. I wouldn't waste the stones to hit it to tet necessarily. Maybe you do. You can go to tet. Tet's not crazy hard as long as you're using like really high fail stacks, but you're gonna need to do 2 of these at least, probably. Yeah, 1 at try, 1 at tet, and you're good to go. Okay, this is Rusalka territory now. Okay, that's how you're gonna do it. Don't even look at your DP, just start stockpiling the Jordan stones until your AP is in position, okay? All right.
I am in this rough position as well. I can do Jordan, and I have been doing Jordan for a few weeks now.
Yep.
To move to the next boss, should I push AP first, then DP?
Yes.
My gear is in the Discord.
Yes, always AP, guys. Hit the AP marker. Just when you can do Jordan, just stop building DP. It does not matter, okay? AP, AP, AP until you're 375. Once you hit 375, you turn around and you blitz your DP out, okay? Because you should have a lot of stones ready. All right, you're stockpiling stones with Jordan every week. You don't need to use the stones right away, so you don't need to rush out your Tet armor. You're gonna need 2 Tet armors in all likelihood, okay? So you don't need to rush it, and you probably don't need it to grind at these grind zones as long as you're being reasonably careful, okay? Like when you turn back around, you hit a Tet armor, boom, you hit it to Tet immediately because you have like 8 Jordan stones. You're just like bam, you know. And then you do the other one, right? And you try to get that one to try. Okay, and that's how I would approach trying to get to Rusalka, because that gap is really, really hard. Aciacitor would like to skip the line for gear advice right now. Grinding Decia Sulfur. Lost where to go next. Was thinking about grinding for the Debo way. I hate the slow-paced gear progression. So you hate slow-paced gear progression? And you're gonna do the Pen Debo for Nuv Karazat? I'm confused. What? Lost purpose to grind. Want to get to the target. Also returning from September. And I was thinking going the Debo way for funsies. Vel is on pre-order. I slotted in already. Okay, so you don't have Vel's heart yet. Okay. All right, so you're going to go the Debo route. Okay, a man. You're a man. Yeah, so here's the problem. Is you can't do Jordan unless you're full Karazad. And you can't wait until you're full Nuv Karazad in order to start accruing stones. Do you understand? So like, if you legitimately will not be able to do Jordan until you dump the distos, dump the crescents, and dump the belt. Okay? So you're just, and if you're doing the Debo route, you're not going to dump those until you have the Pen Debo. But if you wait that long, your DP is just going to suffer really badly because you're not going to be getting a stone every week. Okay? You need, it's going to sound crazy, but hear me out. You're still going to go Karazads to Pen. I know this sounds crazy. You're going to go Karazads to Pen. Okay? All right. And then you can hold right here. Okay? You're going to try your armors. Okay? You're at 422. Why are you still low on this? Okay. You're going to go Karazads to Pen. Once you finish your Pen Karazads, before you do your tri-armors, but after you do your Karazads, so you're still going to be sitting like this, right? So right here, you're going to get your Sovereign offhand. Okay. This is when you're going to get your Sovereign offhand. Do you have you have an Earth Shaking? Okay. So, boom. All right. And we're going to pretend that we put that at Pen. All right. So you see that now we're at 345. This is looking pretty good. And you still need some DP. Why is your DP still low? Oh, yeah, because of this. Boom. 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 There it is. Okay. Do not go beyond Pen Karazad. All right? Especially if you're doing the Debo route. Okay, because you don't want to necessarily grief yourself. But you need this in order to try to get to Jordan. You're still not 350 AP. So, like, to be honest, The only route forward for you is to potentially hex this. God, bro, you have to hex this. I know it's grief, but you hex that, and then you hex this too, I think. Because so you hex, okay? And then at this point, you're at least able to do Jordine every week, so you're not griefing yourself. You stop what you're doing at this point, and then you can start replacing your Karazods with the Pendebo Nuve Karazods. Okay, so you do your necklace, then you come over here, you do your belt, then you come up here, you do this. Okay, and you can see your AP climbing pretty quickly, 368, boom, 372, boom, 376. And at this point, and in fairness, you can probably leave the last one and then deck your necklace, and maybe sept this. If you want to get to 376 instead, alternatively, just do the last debo, whichever route works, okay? But the moment that you hit 375, you're able to do Rusalka, but you need the DP at that point. So what are you going to do? You're going to turn around, and this is why you have to do the Pen Karazad route, like I just told you. Even if you're going to do debos, you still got to go to Karazads first because of how they designed Jordine. You're going to take all of the stones that you've been collecting every week from Jordine. You're going to tap one of these to Tet. If you're a PvE, you're going to tap the chest piece. If you're a PvPer, you're going to tap the gloves first. Okay, I'm going to pretend you're a PvEer. Tap this to Tet. The moment that this hits Tet, you transition it over. You tap it to Tet with all those stones you got. Then you're going to tap this one to Tet. Alternatively, buy it. I recommend buying it every time. You sell the try, buy the Tet. Okay, but if you want to tap it, tap it. So when I say tap it, buy it. Okay, and you're going to tap this one to try. All with stones that you should have built up over time. Okay. Does this make sense? So in a crazy roundabout way, you're going to have two sets of Karazods. You're going to have the Pen Karazods that you're going to use to start doing Jordine so you don't grief yourself. And then you're going to start going for the debos. And this is the proper way to go the debo route in 2025, because if you try to do it the other way and you sit on the crescent rings, you're not going to get any stones from Jordine. So you're going to end up with all this AP, and then you're going to be so far behind on DP that everyone else that did the Karazad route, they're all going to pass your ass. Even though you saved all this money going the Karazad route, they're weeks and weeks and weeks in front of you because they've been collecting Jordine stones. Like your DP is just going to get further and further behind. Okay, he's done. All right, Vlendler. What did he say? What did he say? The returning player, 1 month since return. Welcome back. Holy shit. This is what my gear looked like in like 2022. Minus the Karazad and the Sovereigns. I was running double ruins, bro. I did not run Narcs, although I did have 2 Narcs just in case, and I ran Voltara too. They were OP, brother. I remember. I respect it. I respect it. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I love your DP. Your DP looks great. Stop building it. It's AP all the way. Exactly what I just told the previous guy. It looked like you had a Pen Debbie. You transitioned that immediately. Good. W. But we got to get you to Jordine, which sucks. I understand. But we got to get you there. You're already at the AP required. All right. But you probably should just... You need to go to Karazads. And fortunately, you can melt all of your current accessories down for Karazads. Okay. And you'll notice that, like, you're still at the DP required. You have a lot of extra AP. This is good. All right. So you need to go to Karazads right away regardless. Make sure that you cup them. You already had your shit cupped. It's going to be free for you to cup these. That's a W because you're smart and you cupped it back in the day. That puts you way ahead of other people. At this point, as I've said, AP is always more important. If you need both AP and DP to reach the next boss in Adania, no matter who you are or what your gear is, AP first, then DP. In this case, your necklace is already almost maxed out, so we're not going to look at that. Hex on this is insane. We're Sept on this. Also, Megu, W Megu. Looks like a succession Megu. And that's insane. That's crazy work. Okay, so... we're at 360. You're going to pump all your Karazad to Hex. Guys, I'm going to be honest. I'm impressed with you guys today. We haven't had very many people submit gear advice today. This has been great. You're going to Sept these next. You're literally pumping all the way to Sept right now. Big pump, big pump, big pump. So you go all the way to Hex, all the way to Sept on everything. Okay? At this point, you're 369. Okay? We're not quite there yet. This is when you probably want to deck this necklace. All right? Wait, you can extract cups? Yes, you can. You can pull cups out of your previous accessories and then put them in the Karazhan. So now we're at Sept. This needs to go to Sept 2, so we're at 372. We're 3 AP short with a deck necklace. That's a little rough, not gonna lie. How's this doing? Strike, rage, perfect. Just oct these. Just oct that. Just oct 3 of your Karazhans. You do not oct unless if you really want the glow on your charm. Okay, you can do the sovereign. But I'm gonna tell you right now, you as a Megu, your offhand, it's non-existent. It doesn't even glow. In fact, when she puts her weapon away, it looks like your asshole is like illuminating the night sky. It's really weird. But like, aside from that, the offhand on Megu is kind of a meme. The main hand is, you know, whatever. If you really want the glow, sure. But most people aren't gonna care on Megu. And you should just, you know, pump these to Oct real quick. Yeah. Okay. Then you're 379 or 375. Once you're 375, as we've gone over in the previous guys, now you turn around because you've been doing Jordine every week. Every week you've been pumping that Jordine, that Jordussi. Okay. So you've got a bunch of stones built up, probably 5 to 9 stones built up at this point. If you're a PvPer, it's the gloves. If you're a PvEer, it's the chest piece or the helmet or the helmet. So we're going to go for the chest piece here, assuming that you're a PvEer, okay? And you're immediately going to transition it over and tap it right to Tet, okay? Make sure you have the fail stacks ready. Then you're going to do the same thing for the helmet, okay? Assuming you're a PvEer, it's helmet next, all right? All right, and you only need to hit that to try. You need 1 try, 1 Tet. That's going to put you at Rusalka. In fact, somehow, you only need to hit this to try. Oh! Correction. You don't need to go to Tet. Just go to try. Try on one, duo on the other. Okay? So save your stones. Go to try on one, then tap the other one. Go to duo on the second one. Because this is Oct, you must have gotten carried as piss on this. Because this is Oct, you have more DP than normal. Okay? And this is going to get you to Rusalka. Okay. So we hit next. Let's see this. Core Heart. Mid-game player. Want to reach Tungrad is my main goal. Suck DK, suck Tamer Tag. Base this. Holy shit. Both those classes are super fun. All right. Tungrad is... You should be able to grind Tungrad right now. 317? Maybe not. Maybe you're a little short. Maybe you're a little short. Okay. Tungrad as soon as possible. My total AP is 120 off. Oh, Jesus, brother. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I'm looking at your gear, and the next thing I would tell you to do, there's Tungrad right there. You're in, brother. Welcome to Tungrad Ruins. You get... There it is. Okay. No liars in this house. Yep. You're going to do... So, DK, obviously, we're going critical hit damage, right? But we masturbate to that. Back attack damage, really good. AP is really good. I run down attack damage and I think accuracy because, you know, I'm a degenerate and I want to be able to kill people. But if you don't want to do that, it's Black Spirit Rage Recovery. If you're a PvEer, it's Black Spirit Rage Recovery and maybe DR. Okay. All right, this should get you to Tungrad Ruins. If not, you're wildly close. And okay, and you should be able to just... Okay, done. All right? Because this is going to be 16 AP. All right? We're just... This should get you there. No problem. Because this should put you... This should be like 60 AP at least. And then this is another like 20. Right? Plus the AP that you're getting... The flat AP that you're getting from this. Yes. It's going to be tough to say. You're running all out. Oh, well, this is a problem. You don't, if you're trying to reach this as fast as possible, Vicious Shadows is not what you want to run. Keep the Vicious Shadows in your back pocket. Don't sell it. But you need to run all out attack. Straight up, bro. Like, this is a massive L. Or demi-human. I'll be honest with you, DK, probably demi-human, because honestly, you're squishy as shit. I don't think you can afford to sacrifice your, you can't really afford to sacrifice your DP. I would go 3 roars. Okay, I'd go 3 Auroras and an iridescent. Okay, that's gonna get you a of AP. Then this and this is definitely gonna get you there. The moment that you can grind Tongue Grad and you're not laser focused on that, and I understand why you are, because it's worth a lot of money right now for the fail stack thing, or like the Origin of Dark Hungers. You need to get DP, brother. We need to get you running on Jordine. And I know that it feels bad to build DP on a Dark Knight. To be clear, this, you could hit this to pen if you're really short on DP or on AP, but like, I don't really care because it's a try right now. You need DP really bad. Boom, boom, boom. There it is. There's Jordine right there. Then, after those are try, it's back to AP building, baby. Whoa! Okay? And you go AP just like I told all these other people to do. You're going to AP all the way the up to Rusalka, 375. All right? And I would do Sovereign next, to be clear. I would do Sovereign. I would do Sovereign. If you can afford this, I would do Sovereign before I did the necklace. If you can afford it. But yeah, that's how I'd get there. Do I tap or sell my duos? Your duo what's? Armors. Try. It's gonna depend on your server. I don't know what server you necessarily play on. Oh yeah, we're back up. Okay, so you can... I still think that selling the duo and buying the try is probably worth it. Because you sell the duo, you're going to get like 14, 15 bill after taxes. That's going to bring the overall cost of the try down to like, 30 bill. I think that's probably worth it. I think that it's going to be really hard to hit a try armor for less than 30 billion silver. But hey, if you think that you can tab it, sell the duo, buy the try, in my opinion. Okay. So this is Brown Buffalo, bored as at Hex Marie. Why are you grinding Hex Marie at 332 AP? Am I crazy? Shouldn't this guy be at like Darkseeker's Retreat? How? Why are you at Hex? If you're bored at Hex, leave Hex, bro. There's nothing keeping you here. You should leave. You should leave. You should not be at Hex Marie. And if you are, and you can't reach the AP for a higher spot, it's a user error. Your crystal setup is wrong, or your lightstone setup is wrong. This is fine. Your Vicious Shadows is fine. But again, guys, I know people say that Vicious Shadows is BIS, but it's not really BIS unless you're like the highest AP in the game. Darkseeker's 350 AP minimum. Okay, so what's Tongue Grad? Isn't Tongue Grad like 320, 330? He should at least be able to do Tongue Grad, right? Like, for sure. He should be at Tongue Grad or Yazrid. Like not even a question. Tongue Grad's 1400. Dokebi. 1400. Yazrid is shit. DSR is 340 at best. 330 with Blackstar offhand. Yeah, okay, so yeah, you should be able to go to Tongue Grad, bro. You should be able to. And to be clear, part of the reason you can't is because you're griefing yourself with Vicious Shadows. You need to understand why Vicious Shadows is the best in the game, okay? Vicious Shadows is the best lightstone in the game if you're at the maximum AP required for a grind zone. But the problem is, at these lower end grind zones, if you're at the maximum AP required for a grind zone, you're probably ready to go to the next grind zone. Okay, so it's not worth it to almost, you're probably just immediately going to leave that grind zone and go to the next grind zone. So unless you plan on staying at this grind zone, even at the maximum AP level, and not going to the next grind zone, you probably don't want to be running Vicious Shadows. Now, don't sell it, because it is BIS, assuming you're at the maximum AP level for a grind zone. So like the Rusalka grind, gonna be a little hard. Vicious Shadows could be really good, right? But if you run all-out attack or the demi-human, you're going to have a lot more AP to mobs, okay? I'm also 336 AP, stuck at Hex and Honglim. Yeah, so guys, it's your lightstones and your crystal setups are a big problem. If you're stuck at Honglim base at 336 AP with a Sovereign offhand, it's because you're not properly buffing yourself before you go in, okay? Vicious Shadows, although it is really good, you should not be using it. Especially if you don't like your current grind zone, because you can move up to the next grind zone with demi-human or like species damage or all out attack or whatever. And then your crystal setup, you can either look at my crystal guide. Alternatively, I'll show you what my crystals look like right now. Max damage PvE. This is what max damage full blast PvE crystals look like, okay? And honestly, you can make this even more full blast if you want to take out the resistances for Macalots. Max are really good too. Okay. Here's tanky PvE. Okay, so like almost none of this is giving me AP anymore. It's all special attack damage shit and tankiness, right? But like I have a crystal guide on this. You need to follow my crystal guide. Like clearly you have something wrong. Something is wrong, right? You need one more Han crystal, sir. You can only have one Han crystal. You can only have one Han crystal, bro. You can't have two of those. I wish you could have two of those. Unless I'm wrong. Am I crazy? Can you have two of those? Because I have two of them. I think you can only equip one of these, as far as I'm aware. Limit one per customer, brother. I'm talking about the Han Dawn. Oh, yeah, by the way, you can get the upgraded Akrods, but I don't really think they're worth it. They're so expensive. The red ones. Oh, you mean this one? Oh, you mean this. Yeah, I think I got my end time. Yeah, so I'm 6 short. I'm working on it. Working. Well, I grinded for like 20 of them yesterday, so chill out, bro. Give me a break. I'm working on it. And to be clear, I have both of these done, and I have both of these done, and now I'm working on this one. And I think I have, yeah, I'm really close to that, to the first one of these. So I'm almost done with these two. So I'm almost like completely done with that shit, bro. I'm like almost completely done with that shit. Okay. You need to put the remaining crystals in this before you do anything. Critical hit damage, it's back attack damage, and you need to fill these out. What do you DK? Again, I talked about this. Down attack damage and accuracy are the ones that I choose here, but you really don't need to run those. You can run Black Spirit, Rage Recovery, and DR if you want. Especially for you, I would put the DR in because you're going to be really low on DP for a while. But like I said, you need to, once you fix your Lightstone setup and your, assuming you have a pre-order on Vels, which you need to have a pre-order on Vel's Heart, like right now, like yesterday. But I assume that you have one. You need to try your armors. Okay, 323, and then once you have your Vels cupped, you're 427, and then you can start getting Jordine every week, okay? It'll also help you not die at Tungrad Ruins, which is going to be a problem for you, okay? But if you swap this to Roars, and you have a proper crystal setup, you should be able to hit a higher tier grind zone than this, okay? And assuming you can, in fact, hit Tungrad, if you still, for some reason, can't hit Tungrad Ruins, or you're struggling, then before you do anything, you need to just sept this. Actually, I take that back. Just pen your earrings. Boom, that's 16 AP right there. Boom. Or actually 18 AP right there. That should put you well over the top. All right. You should be more than capable of doing it. Alternatively, you can try to pen this too. That's fine. And then you can come back and sept this. Those are the next moves that I would make, okay? He needs main hand Awakening Sovereign. Well, is he a... Oh, true. True. But I would pen this first. I would still pen these first. I would still pen these before the Sovereign, because there's such a joke, right? Going from try to pen. What are we talking about? It's a joke. You could do that in an afternoon. Now this... I agree with chat's assessment. If you need more AP, you pen these Karazods. And if you need more AP somehow at this point, the Sovereign is definitely a play. But it's extremely expensive. You should not need to do this, by the way. You should not need to Sovereign your main hand in order to do Tungrad Ruins. Okay? Something is wrong. If you feel like you need double pen Sovereign, like, and full pen Karazad with, like bro, like, something is wrong, all right? If you're up that hard, all right, make sure you put the crystals in it when you're done. That being said, again, before you pen the Sovereign, if you're able to do Tungrad already, again, I would go back and try the armor. So the Jordine is so important. You need Jordine is the priority over the Sovereign, is assuming you can get the Tungrad on what I told you to do. You need to be able to do Jordine every week. Once you can do Jordine, You don't care. Just keep doing Jardine every week. You don't care. Just stockpile the stones and go back to building your AP. No problem. Okay. AP for Tungrad got higher in August. It did. I know. I'm aware. But he should still be... Bro, 344? What are we talking about? If you can't do Jardine at 337 or 335 AP with a pen sovereign offhand, there's something wrong. You should be able to do this. You should be able to reach this AP, assuming you have the correct crystals and the correct lightstones and the correct buffs. So you need to be running like perfumes and stuff too. You should be able to get there. You should be able to. And if you can't, then you can go back and get your sovereign main hand. But like, yeah. Check his monster damage. Well, it doesn't really matter because I don't know which consumables he's gonna run. Right? Which perfume is he running? I don't know. Like, it doesn't, like, I have no idea. So it doesn't really matter. Okay. Now I want to do the kick guy real quick. All right. So this is the guy that requested on kick. This is my boy Exa. Okay. All right. So this guy is 354 AP. 427 DP. So he's doing Jardine every week. All right, brother. You know the drill. You're a guardian. You don't need DP. Okay? You are cooking with gas. All right, brother? You do not need DP. You are pumping AP. Can we get AP and how? All right. I would do this to Oct first. And then I would do Sept. And then I would go Hex. And then I would go Nuve here. Now we're at 365. We're still like way short. Okay. You thought I wouldn't check. Thought I wouldn't check. You got... What the is this? What the even are those? What are we talking about right now? You're 700? You are 775 gear score. And you're using Bond crystals? 775 gear score. And this is why I said most Guardians are degenerate. Exa, what in the are we doing? Also, you don't have cups on your rings? Immediately! Okay? Enhancing your Karazods. You need to fix this issue. Holy shit. Then you need to put cups on your rings. Cups on your earring. All cups everywhere. Cup it like you cup those balls. Holy shit. All right, so again, we're running Vicious Shadows, which is okay, but like if you can't reach the AP for a grind zone, the problem is Vicious Shadows most times. Okay, so you need to bear that in mind. Yep, you're just gonna keep going. It's Oct here. Oct. 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 We're at 370. 372. At this point, you can choose to sept this. And then you can Nuve one. Alternatively, what a lot of people like to do is they like to like get off of this Essence of Dawn crap as quickly as possible. You can Nuve 3 of these. That's fine too. Then you're gonna go back because you've been doing Jardine every week, like I said, and you're a guardian, so you're like a and you only do PvE. That's fine. You're gonna tap this to Tet, okay, and then you're gonna do this to try, okay. That's how you're gonna get to Rusalka, all right. Jesus Christ, dude. Bonds are insane. Kick mods, dude. Just when I thought you guys couldn't get any dumber. Lost purpose to grind? Wait, we already got this. Whoa. Ass? Bro, we picked him twice, bro. The RNG on this guy. All right, so we're going to go down to Danimals. There's no way that's the same Danimals that is the terrorist on the server, right? This isn't the same Danimals that I know from Node War, is it? All right, you're a shy, so you're already mentally handicapped. I'm taking this into consideration. Already having Oct, weapons, and deck, the rest of this is really good. 378 means that you are really close to doing Karshan. So at some point you looked at your gear wheel and you were like, I think I need a deck necklace. Your earring is sitting at pin. You astronomical. Are you aware that your earring is still pen? Are you even has it even computed to you? Like at some point you looked at your gear score and you said, only thing I can do is deck the necklace. Guess we're decking the necklace. Like, dude, which one of these is not like the others? Which one of these just, holy shit! I would oct this. Honestly, oct. What's the Insular? Insular is 380, right? Yeah, so I would oct that. Honestly, you can leave it at sept for being reasonable. I know the deck is belt too. The belt is deck too, but like this. Xenos, thanks for the prime sub, but I appreciate you. 385. Okay, so you do need to oct this. Okay, so you're 381. 381. How are we getting 385? There it is. So you're gonna go full Nuve. Okay, don't forget the other earring because that one's really important, okay? You gotta talk to him like he's a child because he is playing as a child. Okay, use small word, big word, no do trick with them. They respond a lot to tone. Okay, they're kind of like dogs. Okay. So the next thing you're gonna do, Timmy, you're gonna build DP. Okay? DP. Next thing you're gonna do. Yeah. Oh my goodness. And I know what you're gonna say. Like, what if no, bad Timmy. Bad Timmy. Okay, don't do that. Okay, you're gonna do, oh yes, this one. And you're gonna save all those little stones that you get every week. You're gonna save those stones, Timmy, okay? No tet. Okay, you're gonna save those stones. All right. You're gonna tet this. Okay, you're gonna transition it over, and then all those extra stones you built up, Timmy, you're gonna hit that right to try. You're gonna hit that right to try. And Encelar, I'm pretty sure, is 445 DP required. You're there. You're there. All right? You're good. All right? And from here on out, it's Deck City. It's decks for everybody. Huge decks. Okay, huge decks. You're probably also gonna need, honestly, I would just keep tetting these. I would tet these in order to get the 350 marker. All right? And then you're decking them. And this is going to take you weeks, by the way. So while you're working on that, like casually, because that's just going to take a while, you're going to deck these. This is the longer, the tougher thing. Okay. And then after these are all decked, then you're going to Nuve this. And this is going to be a bitch. This is going to be a bitch. But it gets you to Karshan. So you're good. I forget if Karshan is 450 DP. I think Karshan is 450. Maybe Karshan is 455. I thought Karshan was 450 though. And if it's 455, then you just need to tet the gloves and pump those up. That's it. I'm done. No more gear advice. We're closing the doors. Shut it down.